How about types of assessments? How do you decide what type of assessment to use? Well, the type of assessment and what is assessed always starts with the question, what do I want the students to learn? Okay, so you start at the beginning of your lesson plan, what do I want the students to learn? Another way of saying that is, what is the purpose of this assignment? Once you've decided what they will learn, then you ask yourself, how will they know that they have learned it? How will I know that they have learned it? That will determine your assessment. That decides what assessment you use and what's included in the assessment. So yes, I'm saying that before you start writing your lesson plan, you already have a rough idea of how you will evaluate the learning that occurs. Then when you give the students the assignment, you should also give them the actual evaluation assessment or actual evaluation instrument you're going to use. There's a big push in the field of assessment right now to allow learners to be involved in creating their assessments. So typically, the instructor would suggest several areas that could be evaluated, such as organization, adding personality, grammar, punctuation, appearance, or pronunciation. And then you let the students decide which of those to include. You know, maybe they choose only 3 or 4 or 5 of them, but not 6. And let the students decide what percentage, you know, how heavy is organization valued as opposed to how important is grammar valued. So is grammar 30% of the grade and organization's 20% of the grade? You can let the students have input on that. This is another area where this is an example for group assessment, and there are too many columns here. So I would kind of let the students decide, you know, what's important when you're in a group. Is it important that you ask each other questions instead of sitting there silently? Is it important that you help each other understand stuff? Is it important that you debate? So I would let the students choose 3 or 4 of these, and then you use the never, sometimes, or always. So that group number 1, are they always helping each other? Are they sometimes helping each other? Are they never helping each other? And to be honest with you, I would add an almost always in here. And you don't have time to write always, sometimes, never. I mean, maybe you do. If you do, then write it. For me, I would use the first letter. So AA would be almost always, A would be always. And you assess the group and their discussion time together. And then give it back to them and let them know, you know, whether, yes, they did a good job and they were on topic that time, or no, they weren't, you know. So I kind of like that, especially because groups tend to do well in discussions at the beginning of a class, the first few weeks, but towards the end of the class, they kind of get tired and get easily off track. So having a little checklist or a little chart like this is kind of nice. And you let the students decide which of these to include. You can also do it per person in the group. Okay. Now, the advantage to letting students be involved in creating the assessment is that it teaches them the metacognitive skills of what helping is. Okay, so what does that mean and what does it look like? Okay, what does persuading mean? Why would that be in here? I liken it to debating. Okay, it teaches them that type of metacognitive skills. It teaches them metacognitive skills of just evaluation in general. The biggest disadvantage is that it takes a lot of time, and to teach them how an assessment works. And also the other advantage is that it's uncomfortable to students at first because they're not used to it. They haven't been involved in their own assessments. So you have to give them time to get over the uncomfortableness and realize that that's just going to be a natural part of it.